All right. Good late morning here on the West Coast and good early afternoon on the East Coast. It's Friday, December the 31st, the eve of the new year 2021. So we're getting ready to end 2021 and roll into 2022. We're all looking forward to that. So midnight tonight, all across the world, all across this nation, will be January 1st. Truly amazing. As horrible as 2021 seemed to be for a lot of us, and even 2020, it it's ticking by pretty quick, in my opinion. So I'm looking forward to the new year and celebrating that and being with you guys. So welcome to LWN Headline Hits, and we'll start this off red hot. No pun intended. All right, let's roll here. So first of all, I want to talk about something in Colorado that's happening right now, which Colorado tends to have similar, not all the time, but similar weather to Idaho. So I don't see any snow in this picture, but man, it's strange. It's strange how this is happening right now. There are wildfires that are scorching Colorado, burning hundreds of homes as tens of thousands evacuate. And the governor there has now issued a state of emergency in the state of Colorado. So, those of you who live in Colorado and listen to LWN, our prayers are with you and your family and friends who may live in these areas that are affected. It says wildfires have torn their way through Colorado over the past 48 hours, leaving tens of thousands of people homeless, countless properties destroyed, and the state of emergency declared late Thursday night, which was last night. It says that the wind gusts got up to 105 mile an hour. Wow, that's some terrible, terrible wind, which flamed the fires and displaced tens of thousands of people. Some 30,000 people in the towns of Louisville and Superior were told to leave their homes on Thursday and evacuate. So our prayers are out to you guys, man. They've lost a lot here, and I don't understand these weather trends. Is it the earth running through cycles? That's what I always believe. But some of us can kind of say, well, they do have ways of manipulating the weather. So is there a reason why they're doing that in Colorado? I don't believe there is, but you just never know. All right, here's one that I'll go ahead and put a disclaimer out there. May make some of you sick to your stomach. If you have children watching right now, it might be time to change the channel, mute it. I don't know, cover their ears. But I want to bring this up. This has to do with the Communist News Network, CNN, sex scandals sinking ratings, which we all know that their ratings have been sinking ever since T left the office because they have nothing to report on. If you don't give them the material, they don't have a show, right? Well, that's what's happening with CNN. They don't have any material because T's not around, so they're sinking big time. But it is CNN imploding on the eve of their stream launch. They're getting ready to do a live stream on CNN. I believe it starts tonight or within the coming days. It's their new big thing that they're trying to push now. So CNN is betting on its new digital streaming service, which is CNN Plus, that will debut in early 2022, calling it the most important launch since Ted Turner introduced the cable network more than 4 decades ago. Now, I want to drop down here and read a little bit more because this is the part that kind of gets disgusting. Okay. With ratings continuing to plummet to embarrassing levels, uh, Jeff Zucker lead network is facing what he could be its biggest crisis in years. And you drop a little further down and you read a little bit more. Two high-ranking CNN producers recently resigned following scandals that both were involved in pedophilia. Rick Salby, who was the senior producer of CNN's The Lead with Jake Tapper, is under criminal investigation following the Project Veris investigation, allegedly that he was soliciting sexual a explicit photos of an underage girl. But this one here is even more disgusting. So again, disclaimer here: if you have children in the room, John Griffin, who worked as a senior producer on Chris Como's show, was arrested this month on child sex trafficking charges. He has pleaded not guilty to the charges, which include allegations of him using Kik and Google Hangout to persuade parents. Oh, these parents are sick. Persuade parents to allow him to train their daughter to be sexually submissive. Yeah, you heard that correctly. I didn't stutter. Uh, Prosecutors claim that one instance, Griffin arranged for a 9-year-old girl to travel from Nevada to Vermont to his residence, where he was going to directed to engage in and did engage in unlawful sexual activity with a 9-year-old girl. May you burn in hell. Okay, here we go with some more of the lockdowns coming, folks. So I ask you this: if you live in the DC area, if you live anywhere here in America where they're doing this to you, why would you put up with this? Why would you not just homeschool your children? DC's Democratic mayor expect virtual learning throughout the semester. So Christmas is over. We're starting the second semester of public school. And so she's announcing right now, well, you better just get used to it because the lockdowns are coming. We're going to go back to home learning through the internet, virtual learning. So the DC mayor announced on Twitter Wednesday, working together to keep classrooms open, end quote, students and families can, quote, expect situational virtual learning throughout the semester, especially in the coming weeks. And what they're saying is if you're non vacationed, if your child is non vacation, even if they test negative for the sickness, that just because they are non-vacationed and if they may have been in a room where somebody caught it, they're going to force your child to stay home. Now, we just came off of a whole year of lockdown, damn near, and then 2021 where it was back and forth. Um, Me being a single parent, having to stay home and homeschool Noah. A lot of us can't afford to do that. So now they're coming back to it. And I just ask you this question: if this is their game plan, then why even take them to public school anyway? You might as well, if you're going to stay home, do it right, teach your kids from home, and screw the public school system. They just indoctrinate our children anyway. But I just thought that was something that I would show you guys, throw that out there, and let you guys see that stuff because it's coming. They're gonna try to have more lockdowns, especially with this Decepticon variant. They're gonna try to push the issue. All right, so oops. 7 allies Biden needlessly angered in 2021. So, upon assuming the presidency, old Puddin' Pop promised the world America's back, building his campaign claims that President DJT had severely damaged relations with countries' allies. And it goes further to say that with his policies and all the stuff that he's done in the last 10, 11 months, he's really driven a wedge between the U.S. and a lot of our allies. And I'll just list them real quick, and then we'll get on to the next article. But the list of allies that he's really tainted our relationship happens to be one of them is Canada. Let me drop down here. Taiwan, France, the Ukraine, uh, Colombia, Israel. Just there's several of them out there that he's really just He's not been a good president. Shame, 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 old Joey. You're not doing a very good job, brother. Let's just say that he is crashing hard. All right, this one we talk about quite a bit. It's another disgusting one for me. It seems to always pop up in the news for headline hits, and it shows a picture of the face of a gentleman, and I say that very, very lightly. Looks to be male. He has facial hair. He has lipstick on, and his fingernails are painted. Trans activists admit that they've lost the debate. Urge stealth tactics. So their propaganda and their ideology of trying to convince people on this sexual orientation and this revolution that they're trying to push for transgenderism here is failing miserably. They're even having a hard time capturing the swing voters, the people that are easily persuaded. They're having a hard time accepting this. So now they got to go in stealth mode. They got to come in the cloak of darkness, so to speak, and try to put narratives out there and slide them in. And I'm warning you, parents. I'm warning you now. They're going to try to slide this into our schools. I know they're already doing it, but I'm just telling you, look out for this because now they're going to try to get sneakier. They're failing at this mission that they're on, and so they don't like that. So they're going to regroup and they're going to try to attack us from a different angle. So I'm throwing that out there to you. Be aware, pay attention, get involved in your child's life. You know, be part of the school board meetings and get to know the teachers and be present. That's all I'm going to tell you is be present in your child's education. Okay, we're going to jump over to Michigan real quick. So the Michigan Democrat governor, Miss Gretchen Whitmire. I want to talk about the top 5 sickness rules for thee and not for me moments of 2021. I won't go too far into depth with this, but of course, you know, the elite have one set of rules, and then of course, us peasants have another set, and it's always do as I say, not as I do. You guys have to follow all these restrictions. You guys mind all the mandates. But me, I get to do whatever I feel like doing. So let's hit the top 5 here. Let me scroll down. Number 1 from 2021, she attended President Puddin' Pop's inauguration. We all remember that. There's photos of her, selfies of her at the inauguration after they told everybody to stay home. You know, we're all going to die and make sure you stay home and locked in your closet. Make sure that you wear that face covering and sit in the dark corner and just shiver while the rest of us go out and enjoy life. And then right after that, she takes a vacation. She goes to uh, the Florida coast and enjoys a vacation down on the beach, and takes it's the Florida private jet scandal. So we all remember that. And I believe on the jet she was not wearing a face covering, if I remember correctly. Then we go to number 3, where Whitmire aids going on out of state vacation. So her own people went to Florida, and that was a big thing in the news because they really threw a fit about that. Look at me, you know, look at me. I'm down here in sunny Florida having a good time while the rest of you stay home. Then she also is violating Michigan State restaurant capacity order. Remember, they put a block on that. You could only have 25% of capacity or 50% of capacity in restaurants. Well, not this clown. She went in there and had a dinner. There were 6 people at the table, 6 people per table. They weren't 6 feet away. The photo shows none of them wearing any kind of face covering whatsoever. And then number 5 is bucking the mask mandate at the bar in DC. So she wasn't wearing one there. She's seen laughing, giggling, having a great old time, enjoying her life, while the rest of us are supposed to comply. So I just thought I'd throw that at you. All right. We're going to bounce over to sports real quick and we're going to talk about NASCAR because this was probably the biggest event of 2021. NASCAR driver Brandon Brown unveils Let's Go Brandon car. So they are this one is kind of fun. I really enjoy it. Brandon Brown, NASCAR driver, whose win at Talladega became forever associated with "Let's Go," you know who chant announced by LGB Coin will sponsor his team this coming year. And if you remember correctly, "Let's Go Brandon" became a popular chant at sporting events and a form of protest against the Puddin' Pop administration. And reporter Kelly Staffist false fraud. Uh, I got to be careful what I say here. Falsely claimed on live television that the crowd was chanting "F you, Joe Biden," was actually a chant of "Let's go you know who," and it just took off like wildfire. You can't, I don't know if you can even go to a sporting event now without hearing that chant. And it's fun. I'm going to admit it's fun. All right. So this one here for New Year's Eve, I thought I'd throw this up at you and talk about a little bit of the of what's going on here in America and just shine light on the three-letter word sex. Okay, Blue State Blues, never mind falsy, kiss somebody nice at midnight. So what they're talking about in this article is old flip flop lying his ass off Fauci was the sickness hero of the political left. He is advising Americans this week not to attend New Year's Eve parties where everyone would be hanging, hugging, and kissing and wishing each other a happy new year. Now, I want to read more of this article because it goes into a little bit of more detail of population. Perhaps it might be wise to avoid large crowded indoor gatherings or orgies in New Zealand. But if you are already at the party and counting down the 2022, you ought to find somebody attractive, especially if they are a person you came with, to kiss uh, and basically make out at midnight. The reason why I'm reading this is because if you drop further down, it starts talking about the U.S. population grew by only 0.1% in 2021, the slowest growth rate ever. And though the pandemic is a large blame for that, it is just a mere accelerated and demographic crash already 2 decades in the making. Why am I bringing this up? I'm bringing this up because these clowns have convinced people of certain things. They are changing the face of our culture. Now, you're going to ask yourself, Mike, what do you mean by that? Well, what I mean by that is I'm not really concerned about the United States population. I'm more concerned about them manipulating and changing our culture. They are promoting, um, they are promoting this thing where people are they are not having children. They're waiting to have children later in life. I don't know if I necessarily chose to have children a little bit later in my life or just got lucky at times. Shame on me. But they're promoting careers over families. They're promoting women to have these mega careers and to not have children or have children way later in life. Um, they're breaking down the family and honestly, if I was a woman, I don't know if I'd want to have children if they keep promoting single parent lifestyles and there's not a father in the home and they just destroy families nonstop. And so any intelligent woman out there would probably look at that and go, well, I don't know, I'm going to wait. but it's affecting our population increase here in America, and the baby boomer generation that is now in retirement. When they start, you know, taking the trip to heaven up those golden staircase, it's going to leave a huge dent in the population here in America. And the reason why I bring that up is because we see a huge crisis in the trades here in America, where the baby boomer population that is now retired is leaving huge holes in things like the plumbing trade, the electoral trade, all kinds of trades out there where these people were. That was their workforce. That was the workforce, and now they're retired. And I can tell you, I'm seeing it firsthand. But now they're pushing this whole stay isolated. I mean, people are afraid to date. I see it all the time. I see comments about it. I'm not going to date any. I can tell you, me personally, um, I'm looking for pure blood. I'm not into anybody who is fully vacationed. So that's what I'm saying. They're changing the face of our culture with this pandemic. Anyway, I'm going to move off of that one, and I'm going to go to the final two here. I found this interesting because we talk about China a lot. So Apple loves China, and Apple launches the Year of the Tiger um, earbuds for the Chinese New Year. It's just an interesting article. It goes through and talks about how Dr. Dre actually was the founder of the Beats Studio, Beats earbuds, and then Apple in 2014 bought him out, and listen to this number, bought him out for $3 billion. And so now they are launching a new and it looks cool. It's red with like gold yellowish stripes on it, like tiger stripes. So they're launching this new product January 1st for Beat Studio Buds. And it just seems like China is always in the news. All right, so here's the last article, which is again, we're going to end headline hits on China and China being in the news. So, China starving out 13 million, trapped at epicenter of the sickness outbreak. Yeah, I didn't stutter. It's 13 million people that are trapped in China. And so when you read down through the article, you read that they took to social media on Thursday to plead for help as they are running out of food and other necessities under the strict sickness lockdown order. With the understanding that no Chinese communist government statement about the sickness cases should be accepted at state value. So I want to throw this at you. It seems like this is what they're talking about. They locked the city down of 13 million people because 156 of them contracted the new sickness. They can't go get groceries, they can't leave their house. They are locked down. There's no New Year's for them. Why am I bringing this up? I'm bringing this up because I feel that governments have way too much power, for one, and for two, we talk about this on LWN quite a bit about being prepared, and of course, I take some heat for that. I take a lot of heat for that, for fear mongering and other nonsense. Well, here's a situation right here where the government steps in and doesn't allow their citizens to leave their houses, to go shopping, to get anything that they need. And that's why I keep telling you folks, just make sure that you're prepared. That's it. Just make sure that you're prepared. Have a little extra. You don't have to go crazy. You don't have to overspend. You don't have to, you know, overextend yourself and just do more than what needs to be done. I am just simply telling you, in this world today, I think it is it's a shame if you're not just a little bit prepared. That's all I'm saying. Just have a little extra in your cupboards, and use some common sense to make sure that you and your family can survive and be taken care of by something like this that happened in China or something like what happened in Colorado. And you're going to say, well, Mike, if I saved all that up and lost my house in a fire, I'm not going to have it anyway. You are correct on that. But if your neighbors are somewhat prepared, then they can extend a hand to you and help you out. They can take a little extra out of their cupboards and go to the city's center there and donate to that and help the people that did get burned out. So we can help each other out. We can do this together. So thank you for joining me for the last broadcast of Headline Hits of 2021. I hope you all have a great New Year's Eve and celebrate that together with family and friends. And remember, kiss somebody. That's what they say, kiss somebody. So we will be back on LWN 3 at 3 on Podbean if you guys want to join us. That is the last broadcast that I'm going to do on any platform here at LWN in the year of 2021. So if you guys would like to join us for that this afternoon, we'd love to have you. I think we got a great topic to talk about. And then we will be back next year with you guys. So hope you all enjoyed this. Have a happy new year and God bless each and every one of you.